Hi guys, in today's video I'm sharing with you all my recipe for stew lamb, and if you wanted to switch it up and use goat instead, feel free to, or even beef. So if you'd like to see how I make this, keep watching. So to make this stew lamb, you can also use goat for this recipe. I already washed and cleaned the lamb pieces, and the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and add some salt. Okay, so season with salt to taste. Now I'm going to go in with some chopped onions, some chopped tomatoes, and go with some pimento peppers. Look how fresh the pimento pepper looks, guys, and I've had it in the freezer for more than a month. In goes some garlic and some ginger. To this I'm going to go in with paprika. And I'm seasoning just like I would season when I do turkey. Some black pepper, some complete seasoning, some Goya all-purpose seasoning, that adobo seasoning that I really like. So I have some hot chili powder, oregano, annatto powder or uku powder or achote, and some cayenne powder. Now mix to combine. See how sometimes my brain doesn't function? I forgot my green seasoning. And I'm going in with some chopped celery chive mixture that I had in the freezer. So I chop up my greens and store them in a Ziploc bag, and they last really long that way. So now we can give this a good mix. You want this to marinate for at least half an hour to an hour. You can even do this overnight. So once mixed in, set aside and allow to marinate, covered in your refrigerator. So you want to start by putting up your pot on a medium-low heat, and once the pot starts to warm, you're going to go in with your brown sugar. And we're going to allow this brown sugar to start to melt and caramelize. So you guys see how that's melting and it's caramelizing? You want to keep turning it so all of the grains of sugar melt. So you see how the bubbles are forming? That's what you want, but you don't want your sugar to start to burn and get black. So this is actually right where I need it to be. So I'm gonna go in with my lamb. And now when I'm stewing, I don't turn it right away. I allow it to sit here and caramelize further. This is a trick I learned from my mom. So we're gonna leave that right there and let it fry up in that sugar for about 5 minutes before we actually turn it. Okay guys, now it's time for me to go in and give this a mix. And you see that lovely color it has? I don't know if you all can tell, but it's taking on a really beautiful color. So now what we have to do is allow this to bunge down, which means let all of the natural juices that was sprung, we want that to dry out before we add any additional liquid to help this cook. So guys, let me go ahead and check on this. Right, it's starting to stick at the bottom, and that's what you're looking for, but you don't want it to burn. So now that it's starting to stick, we can go ahead and add in our liquids to help this cook. So I'm going to go in with enough water to cover the lamb. And just give that a mix. And now we're going to leave this here to cook until it comes up to a simmer. It's going to cook until it's very nice and tender. So guys, the lamb is finished. It has enough salt and it's very tender to my liking. So all I have to do now is go ahead and dish this out. How amazing does that look? Look at that color. That's from the annatto that we put in there and from stewing that sugar. Really flavorful and really delicious. So guys, here you have it, my stew lamb recipe. Guys, this tastes amazing. I wish you all can taste it, and if you make this with goat or beef, trust me, you're going to knock it out of the park. So if you try this recipe, comment down below and let me know. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
Bye.